Hello and welcome to another edition of the SGR Coffee Break. Yes, this is a mobile transportation vacation. I don't even know what to call it. But as you can see for the viewers, you can see that I am not in my usual house. I'm in an RV. I am in the good. Oh, sorry. The state of Nebraska. Sorry for anybody that lives here. But yeah, you'll also notice that we now have like this little banner thing down here. See, here's my name over here with my nice little Twitter thing. You got the podcast name. You got Carrie's thing over there. And you can find all the glorious information underneath. That means you will no longer see my great wallpaper that I usually have. My little taskbar. But yeah, we're going to see how this goes. I'm actually using a laptop and a new OBS software that has this great mixer thing set up. The camera's up here. It's so messed up. Anyway, if I'm not looking at you,
you know what to do with yourself.
Yeah, if I'm not looking at you, it is what it is. So, but hey, it's I don't know, 60 degrees outside, so
Yeah, it's nice. It's been raining here, but it's pretty. But the temperature is nice. Of course, not that we've even had a winter.
yeah. I think when I drove down here, it was like 85 or something when I was cruising through. I was just like, what the hell? I'm gonna return home and all my I need to trim all my shrubs, and I'm like, I'm gonna get home and they're all gonna be fucking leaved up, flowered, and ready to go. So, whatever. Bugs are gonna be terrible. Pollen's gonna
Bugs are going to be awful this summer. I'm not looking forward to it. Can't lie.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about bugs and weather and all that. We actually are here to talk about something. What is it, Carrie?
For those who may not have heard, Microsoft has decided to cancel Fable Legends, which is I think it was supposed to be a free-to-play multiplayer co-op game regarding the Fable universe. I don't know. I kind of stopped caring because fuck Fable. But then they announced that they're most likely going to be closing down Lionhead Studios, which, you know, I may not be a fan of Fable, but it's like, wow, that's huge, because Lionhead has been a part of Xbox's library since forever.
Yeah. I mean, Fable was an Xbox. How do you even say this now? The original Xbox. It was like the mainstay.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I mean, that's what. I mean, I got it for Halo, but then a friend of mine was like, "Have you tried this Fable? Try it out." So, yeah, that's about the only Fable I've ever played was Xbox. So, the original Xbox.
I never played the original Fable. I played Fable 2, and I loved it until the very end. Where I really think that the developers were like, we don't know how to end this, so we'll just you know, have... Yeah, so after all these epic boss fights you have, we're not going to have one here. Maybe make it very easy, where while he's monologuing, you can kill him, or you can wait and let an NPC kill him.
Yeah.
So, and I never played Fable 3. I heard that one was very divisive. I think people either loved it or hated it.
Yeah, most of the people I know were all like, "Oh yeah, it sucked." They're like, "Fable
See,
1, Fable 1, so awesome. Fable 2, so awesome. Fable 3, yeah, that was a game.
It was a thing.
It's a thing. We won't talk about it." So, yeah, it's always sad when we hear that studios are shutting down, and it's sad to hear that you know, something that's kind of been with Microsoft for so long now.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be like as crazy as hearing, you know, the Epic, not Epic Games because they don't own Epic Games, but like they were closing down the Gears franchise or the Halo franchise, you know, especially Halo. Oh my gosh, talk about Xbox staple. But in a lot of people, their thing is they weren't heartbroken over Fable. Like, I'm not heartbroken over Fable, but they were upset about Black and White. And I had to look this game up because it sounded familiar, but I couldn't think of what it was. And it's basically, from what I was able to read, then it kind of dawned on me, stuff I was hearing about it, was that it was like a D&D game, but it's when you're the dungeon master in a way. It's like, but it called it God mode, where you decide how things go and you create and you do this and you do that. And so I could see how so many people just loved it. I think that was a PC game. correct?
My brother played it. He actually tried to convince me way back in the day that like I needed to try it out, and I was just like, nah. He very much. I think there was a wasn't there a black and white too as well?
There is a black and white too.
So I mean, I heard a lot of great things about black and white. I never actually played it. I don't even think I own a copy of it anywhere in my vast quantities of disc-based media now. It's just disc-based media. You know, the best part is because I'm in this little shanty town in the middle of cornfields. So the only thing to do was go to Walmart. So I went to Walmart and I saw Division. I was like, oh, I could buy it now. Oh, but then I have to swap discs. I'll just wait till I get home and download it when I get home.
Struggle is real, man.
The laziness
Struggle is real.
The laziness is just it's so bad. But yeah, it's this one. It kind of threw me out. I was like, wow, you're gonna cancel Fable Legends, which I don't know how many people were really looking forward to or following.
I don't know
for
if
that
many
matter.
people are, but people were surprised because they said like at the last E3, because I believe last E3 they did a huge thing about Fable Legends, and people thought it was close to being finished. So
Apparently
that's surprising.
Apparently it's not a thing anymore. But then they shuttered down the studio at the same time. I mean,
Well, it hasn't happened yet, just because it's based in the UK, so there's different process
I thought
to
I
doing
thought one of
it.
the
So they
articles
have
saw.
they've proposed the
Yeah.
closing, which basically means that they're going to, but it hasn't officially happened yet.
And I thought the article I read said that somebody had posted up like the email that they got that they were getting ready to, some employees are going to get reallocated. Some people are just doing the
Yep.
job hunting
Microsoft
like
did
usual.
say that they were going to they were going to work with the employees for that studio, and they also closed down a studio in Denmark, and they were going to work with those employees to fit them somewhere else with Xbox or help them find other jobs. So, which then, like, my Twitter feed was full of these other developers who are like, we're hiring. So, which is always very cool when you see like the industry kind of rally around, because that's unfortunately the state of the industry, is that it's volatile. You have no idea if you're going to be somewhere. I think you just have to accept that you're basically a contractor, freelancer who may be here a couple of years, you may be here a couple of months, so yeah.
Oh, video games. Such a crazy.
Like I was gonna say, I don't think movies is much different or are much different, except that at least with film, that you can at least probably just remain in LA area.
Yeah.
Stay in Fresno or Burbank.
I have a friend that when I was living in Indiana, we were working at Electronics Boutique, and he started he got his online degree for video game coding, and I think in the time that I've known him, which would be probably 15 or 16 years, he's moved several times because he'd work for one studio, release a game, move on to another studio, release a game or two, and it's been crazy.
Yeah, it's almost as bad as military, but at least with the military, they'll move you.
Yeah. Most studios are just like, yeah, okay. You can
I
go
mean,
for
some of
these.
them will give like a relocation bonus, but from what I've heard from people who've moved, they're like, yeah, it might put a little dent into the moving fees,
Yeah,
but
I
it
know.
doesn't cover it.
Especially if you have to buy a house. Because if you look at the development cost of games, I mean, Fable Legends, that's probably been in development for a couple of years now. How many people are going to... A lot, like the guy that I know, he's got 2 kids, a wife, so they got to they basically go to a place, buy a house. They live there for whatever the development is. Sometimes it's for 2 games, sometimes it's 1 game, sometimes it may be 3. So you got that time, but then he's got to pick up, move again. And most people aren't going to be like, oh, we'll sell your house. Don't worry about it. Oh, we're going to come and box up your shit for you. No. It's like, we're going to pay you gas and a little bit of money for a U-Haul.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not fun.
Which sucks because, like, I know she has a job, or she has to have a job.
Yeah.
She's constantly having to look for new jobs, so yeah. And that's actually one reason why, like, I've never applied for a writing job where I'd have to relocate, because I know I could be there, 5 years. I could be there 6 months. And my husband's not willing to do that, and I don't blame him. So
Yeah.
if this dries up, I'll find something else. It's just all that it is.
Oh man.
Good
Yeah.
times, but at least like these people in England, I don't know where Lionhead was stationed. At least like they wouldn't have to go. I mean, moving still sucks, but there's a possibility that there's another studio within that city.
Yeah. Never a good time when you hear studios closing down.
No, I mean especially when like the game doesn't even get a chance.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying about Fable Legends because there was plenty of chances for hype and people were just like, nope, Fable 3, we're done with Fable, just
Well, also when
move
they
on.
say free to play, I think a lot of people instantly go, "Oh, it's gonna be microtransaction hell." So
Right. Or they'll, or, I mean, I think really the only free to play game that is truly, I believe, free to play that has done very well and people don't feel microtransaction to death is League of Legends.
yeah, I would also add in like Path of Exile, the Diablo kind of clone, has done really well. They've released I think 2 or 3 expansions now, and it's all free to play with donations. So I think that's all.
I was talking about like in this grand scale where there's like, huge following and um, people. I mean,
I.e.
you
in
hear people
Kennewice.
talk about, well, I've paid $200 into this game. Like, it's never like, oh my gosh, they nickel and dime me $200. It's like, no, I bought all these skins and $200. Like, what
Oh,
is wrong with you?
Team Fortress. That's another one where everybody's just
Oh,
like, "Check
okay.
out my new hat."
I didn't know that was free to play.
Yeah, you get it free, but then you pay for. That's you always, every once in a while you'll see like an article creep up about this person bought the $2,000 skin for his gun. It's a skin. It doesn't change the mechanics of the gun. It's just
No.
makes the gun look like it has zebra print on it as opposed to camo. So yeah,
Yeah, I had to have a talk with my son about this
well, that
for
seems good.
Minecraft, which is not free to play, but he wanted skins for his characters because he plays the Pocket Edition and there's an app where they have all these skins. You can create your own skins, and I have a thing about virtual, spending money on virtual items when you already have the game. But he pulled out his allowance and was like, "Mom, it's $4, so let him get it." And then he's like, "Mom, all the skins in the app are free." I'm like, "They better be, because you paid for the app."
Yeah,
He doesn't understand like that part of
separation.
the economics. But I mean, I've bought skins once in my life. And have I played that game since I bought them? No, I just bought it to have the skins because I'm stupid and I have a problem. But you know, uh, yeah. So I think like you're saying, the free to play. Like I don't know what the free to play aspect was going to be in Fable Legends. If it was going to be skins, or if it was going to be modes, or which I have a problem with that. If you're going to charge me for modes or weapons or things like that, then charge me for the full game and let me move on with my life.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's the one for me. Is like unless you're tacking on some sort of substantial amount of content, just being like, oh, by the way, like if Street Fighter Five was to be like, okay, here's your arcade mode, it's $5. I would be like, no, that was something that should have been in the base game. Just giving me some random character roster generator and that kind of thing. That no, that's not cool. But if it was something like Destiny with the Taken King, that was like a full blown expansion. That part's fine, but modes no. Even Destiny's been all right with their new microtransactions, although apparently they're not doing
Well,
super
that's
well
like
with
for
it.
emotes and stuff,
Yeah,
right? I
it's
mean,
just cosmetics. So
yeah, which I'm totally fine with. And I think that the Division has that as well. Like you can buy like cosmetic stuff. I don't know. I haven't really looked into the
well,
microtransaction part.
the nice thing about what I've seen from a Division is that you can also use those UPlay points, whatever it is. So every time you're playing along, you get like the little UPlay whatever for doing a Ubisoft achievement, and you can actually use those to buy stuff too. Because one of the streamers that I've been watching has got a couple things that he bought from Uplay things, and then he actually
Yeah.
spent money, and bought like a suit. So he's running around freaking New
Yeah,
York
I
in a suit.
actually I'm having difficulty with that. I got my Uplay points, but they're not coming over as rewards, which apparently that's a known bug, and they are working on it. But it's a cosmetic thing. Like
Yeah.
I like the jacket my character has just fine. So
My problem
I'm
with
fine with it.
I wonder if it was like Fable Legends. You can play for 5 minutes, then you have to wait 15 minutes for your energy to come back, and then you can play for another five
Okay,
minutes.
then that should have been a mobile game because
Yeah.
that's what mobile games excel at. Because and I get the point for that. You play for a little bit, you put it down, and you move on. Even the Mortal Kombat X card game had that where your cards run out of energy and you can recharge them instantly with souls, which you can buy souls, but you also get souls by doing certain things, so it's not totally out of your pocket. Hi, you having fun here, Toby? Um, but it's a mobile game, so if I have to put it down and come back to it later, it's not
Yeah.
as big of a deal. Uh,
I could also see them doing, at least because it's a Fable game and knowing the one Fable game that I've played, I can actually see them like, you get the first area for free. This next little area will be $5. This one will be $2. Kind of expand. I don't know.
which is
I,
also a bad idea.
it's free to play
Like I
games.
really don't, I don't know much about Fable Legends, so I don't know what their
Yeah.
grand scheme of things was going to be for it.
Yeah, the bigger news for me was just Lionhead Studios is probably getting shut down. I was like, oh, wow, that sucks. Fable Legends, okay, wasn't paying attention, didn't give a shit.
I
So,
told a friend of mine that this happened. She goes, "Okay, well, first of all, fuck Fable, but that's really sad about Lionhead." And readers on Action Trip, their response was, "But what about my Black and White 3?" Like, well, sorry,
oh, not gonna happen.
no.
So sad.
So many sequels to games that I would love that we're never gonna get. Maybe that should be our topic next week.
So many sequels that we want that will never
Yeah,
be.
sequels that we want but we'll never get.
Oh, that'd be a good one. Oh, I could actually think of that one for a while. So, yeah. Oh, Lionhead.
Stupid dog.
Eh.
It's raining, so he won't go outside. And
Oh.
he's needy, so he needs attention.
Oh.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times.
You have problems. Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Hi, Toby.
Yes. Hi, Toby. For those who can't see, he is my beast of a German Shepherd.
Yes. And this has been your friendly animal reminder of the week. Take care of your pets. They love you.
Yeah.
They're part of your life. Our pet is nowhere to be seen right now. Oh, yeah, she's back there in a corner.
I saw her walking earlier.
Yeah.
Ew, gross. You're snotting up my shirt.
Uh, anyway, so now that we've shed a small tear for probably the
Poured
soon
one
to
out
be,
for Lionhead.
I could get a beer. It's not like my house. It's pretty close. It's almost within arm's reach, actually. Oh, this freaking RV life. Anyway, Carrie, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a crap ton of The Division.
I'm so close to buying this twice. I really want to buy it on PC just so I can try it out. I looked to see if my laptop could run it. I was like, oh, it'll barely run it. Yeah, I'll just wait.
Might stutter a little bit. But, yeah, so last night I played with my friend Eric. We didn't do the Dark Zone because it's kind of funny because you look into the Dark Zone, it tells you the level recommendations, and I'm nowhere near that because I just kind of started, and haven't got through the story missions very much because as I'm walking there, like these encounters will pop up and like, ooh, shiny, just go that way. And there's a lot of complaints about that it's repetitive, the gameplay is boring, blah blah blah. And so Eric and I were talking about that, and he said that it's because that it's not like Tom Clancy realistic. So I'm like, it's a video game.
Yeah.
That's so, but he said, and I remembered that a commenter on Action Trip was, saying, look, people who are expecting this to be like a Call of Duty where you can just go headshot popping are gonna be disappointed because this is an MMO. Therefore, it's grindy. So therefore, yes, are the characters all bullet sponges? They sure are. I don't see what the big deal is.
Well,
I don't care. I don't have to do bing, 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 bing headshots.
and that's the thing that I think they should have left the Tom Clancy part of it off and just called it the Division, because as soon as you once Tom Clancy's tacked on, you kind of get this. So if people weren't actually watching to see what the game was, to realize that it's a looter shooter, that's an MMO, and that because some of the complaints. So I've been watching this on a stream, actually 3 streams now. I've been watching it, and I basically watched it all day yesterday. I've been watching it this morning. I was doing it to test out my OBS setup, and everybody's like, "Oh, it only took you X 20." Like one of the guys did it in 22 hours, one guy did it in 26, one guy's done it in 23. They're like, "Oh, it only took you that long to get to level 30." Well, what the hell else is there to do? So one guy's actually like grinding it. He's cleaning up the map to see what else he gets.
Hmm.
One guy went into the dark zone right after he hit level 30, and then quickly came back out of the dark zone. And was like, okay, so I'm going to open up my party settings, and anybody that's level 30 can join me, because he basically got into the dark zone and he just got murdered, bad,
Hmm.
hardcore. Um, no rogue agents though; it was all just NPCs. The biggest one that I have seen, which is very entertaining to me, is that the AI. If you're just in the open world, the AI is really bad. It's so dumb. But then if you actually do the actual missions or the daily missions, which then go on to hard, the AI actually gets really intelligent. So
And
it just
the other thing is that you can replay the missions, not the encounters and stuff, but you can replay the missions at any time,
mhm.
and you can set the difficulty to higher if you
Yeah.
want.
There's hard and then there's like challenge, which I guess challenge is for team based, and you know, and people complaining about lack of content already. You know, there's already content coming out next month. So right now, this is all.
Destiny says hi. I bet you guys play Destiny too.
Uh, yeah, and it just everything that I'm seeing, I'm just like, oh, this looks very fun. This looks interesting. The only thing that I am not liking is when things start getting crazy. Every once in a while, the game will just freeze, and I can't tell if it's the game. And this happens to be on Xbox One. It's the only platform that these. No, there's one guy playing on PC, and I haven't seen it happen to him, but I haven't watched him for hours on end like I have the other two guys. But when they're on Xbox One, they'll get into a high action area, and then the game will just freeze, and I can't tell if it's the game itself freezing or if it's because the servers are still they're still working some kinks out with those
You know,
servers, and
I've never had that issue.
yeah, and one of the guys chats somebody actually said I have not had this happen in PS4, and I was like, oh, so this is like a Fallout thing where Fallout 4 had this freezing thing where it was trying to do whatever it was doing and would
Oh,
freeze.
it could be. Um,
But so
I'm actually going to be writing a feature for Action Trip this week, but basically it's like it's kind of a review in progress without calling it a review in progress. It's going to be like, these are how you would know if this game is for you or not. And one of them is like, yes, it's a looting game. Like people were like, my boss and I were looking at user reviews on Metacritic and then laughing because some of the ones that gave it a 0, they're like, it's just a loot game like Diablo. I'm like, yes, it's an MMO.
it's
What is
it's,
wrong with
it's
you?
the point. It's the point. Yeah.
But at the same time, like Eric and I were enjoying the realistic physics in the game, and when we discovered that by going up against a car, you actually will shut the car door. So we spent 10 minutes going up and down the Washington Tunnel, hopping on cars to close their trunks and close the doors, just because we had so much entertainment by it, and knocking over the cones. And um, this is quite honestly the most beautiful photorealism game I have ever seen on console. And Rise of the Tomb Raider was pretty fucking fantastic. And this is just it's so beautiful.
So, are you enjoying the game? Besides jumping on car doors and or shutting car doors and jumping on car trunks, and have you blown up any birthday balloons yet?
I've not seen birthday balloons.
There's a mission where you'll be in a diner. There'll be like
Okay,
there's a kid cowering behind one of the benches, and there's two birthday balloons up above it. Yeah, you can shoot the birthday balloons.
that's just mean. One of my friends on Twitter has gone around shooting all the dogs, which I told him, you are a horrible human being. And his response was, well, I don't like dogs. I'm like, man. So, like, Eric and I, we found this couple that was backed into a corner by a dog. And instead of shooting the dog, which might have, taken care of it, we actually got between the NPCs and the dog. And then the NPCs ran away, and the dog just looked at them and then walk the other way. It's like, okay, like we don't have to shoot dogs here. We can find other ways to take care of this. I have a thing about shooting dogs. Like, as I texted you this week, where my son was like, Mom, do you like dogs? I'm like, well, yes. He goes, okay, I'm flinging dogs into the lava pit. And you can hear the dogs screaming. This is Minecraft. And I'm like, what are you doing? Stop doing that. Oh, do you want me to kill more dogs? Can you hear them crying, Mom? Can you hear it?
Oh, my young Vlad, the
Like,
heartless.
oh my gosh. I know he's not, heartless like that. He was just, playing around and just trying to get under my skin. He would have done it with anything I said that I like wasn't necessarily dogs. And this is the same kid who did build a zombie pit and was feeding it villagers.
Oh, Gabe, you're such an awesome kid.
But uh, you know, there. I mean, but as one of the things I'm going to put in this feature is that there is two things. Like one, if you're expecting this to be like a head popping shooter, like you expect Call of Duty or something like that, you're going to be disappointed. It's not like that because it's a goddamn MMO.
Mhm.
Two, if you don't like the Ubisoft style of open world, you're not going to like this. Like this is very much Assassin's Creed, Far Cry. They have a system. This is just what Ubisoft does, and they do it very very well. You either love it or you hate it.
Yeah. And, you know, to be honest, we look at what Destiny Year 1 was, and everybody shit on Destiny Year 1, and then Year 2 started and everybody was loving it, and now Destiny's in this dry spell, so now you got The Division. At least The Division in Ubisoft has said, this is our roadmap. This is what we're going to give you content-wise.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you can expect. So expect this first few weeks building your character, getting the loot. Yes, you're going to be playing the same story missions over and over. Yes, the enemies are fairly recycled. It's the same thing Destiny was. Enemies were recycled. You played the same missions over and over.
They were
You
even
just,
recycled from Halo.
yeah. So, the people complaining about all this,
People just want to bitch. I'm honestly convinced. And if you don't like a third person shooter, then you're not gonna like this. This is a cover based third person shooter, and it's quite honestly the has the best cover based mechanics I have ever played with. Like it is when you get it, it is so fluid and so much fun, and it's like you can play by yourself, but it is unlike Destiny. I never felt like I could play by myself. I got too bored, but this I'm able to. But when Eric and I played, we had fun coming up with tactics, and that's another point that he made was that it's a tactics based shooter. It's you set where this person needs to go and do that, and like we came up it came up behind this wall of enemies that were guarding the tunnel, and so Eric, he had the ability where he could mark what they all were.
mhm.
He's like, okay, so we got a guy with a grenade there, there's a berserker over there, and he's like, oh, Carrie, do you have the sticky bomb ability? And I was like, yeah. There's a gas can right there. Can you hit it? And I'm like, well, let's just see what happens. So I did, and it was so much fire.
the,
So much fire.
I give him this, man. The amount of fun things that you can do with it. Like I watched one of the guys when he was streaming. He was hitting the grenades on the guy's belt, and the grenades would
Yes, that's what
explode.
Eric was trying to do. He was hitting their grenade pouches.
And then the flamethrower guys, if you can hit the tanks on their back, they just blow up. It's like,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm all about this.
See,
But
so you don't have to get headshots. There's other creative ways to
there's all kinds of good stuff
do
to do.
stuff.
And the fact that the character customization doesn't seem to be locked in, like you don't build your character and that's what you got to deal with. It's a lot of it seems like, from what I've seen, is you can change a lot of your perks around as you desire. You can change what your skill trees are looking like,
Oh yeah, yeah,
all without having to spend whatever sort of currency or
yeah.
whatever.
Because like you get all these different skills and abilities. You can change them out, which you get assigned to at any point in time. The one thing I must say about the character customization is I've never seen a character creator like this. And that, yes, there's not that much to it, but let's face it, we're bundled up in New York in winter, so let's just no, like when you pick your face, no, you can't adjust the brow line and the cheekbone height, and it's not Fallout, it's not Skyrim, it's not Dragon Age. Let's just accept this and move on. But what it does do, though, as I found by accident, is that you can only use certain like hairstyles and colors with certain faces. Because I put this one face and I did the hair. I was like, well, the hair is like all short, but I'll do this and set this up. I was like, well, let me go back to this face, and then the hairstyle changed. So I was like, well, where's that hair? And I switched through and saw that it was totally,
Oh,
completely
nice.
different from what I had before.
Oh,
So I mean, yes, people are complaining. There's like everyone's like, oh, cookie cutter. Well, you were going to have cookie cutter anyway, because a lot of people will just do the default characters because they don't want to sit there with character creation.
and it's the same thing that's in Destiny. So, anyway. I'm looking
I didn't
forward to
know there
playing
was
this next
character
week.
creation in Destiny.
Huh?
I didn't know there was character creation in Destiny. I
Yeah,
just
you
figured it
can
was
kind of
just
change a little. It's like change 4 options here, change 4 options there.
weren't you totally in armor the whole time in
Yeah,
Destiny?
pretty
So it's not
much.
really.
So it
Yeah,
really
so it's
doesn't
not
matter.
really a character creation.
No, you pretty much, once you get all armored up and all that other jazz, you never really see your character. But the only thing you can do is tell the game if you want to see your helmet or not, so that way you can actually see your face. And like, if you didn't like the face that you created, you just kept the helmet on anyway. So it is what it is. Anyway, I'm looking forward to getting this next week. I am so close to getting it now, but I will refrain and just do my due diligence, get it on my PS4, so that way maybe I can convince Carrie that we will not go in the dark zone and just stay in the PvE areas and work around some of that stuff, doing the dailies. Then I can't shoot
I
you in
just
the
don't
back.
trust you. I
I
just
can,
don't trust you. Like we'll
if
get into
it's
the dark zone and you'll immediately like rifle butt me in the back of the head, stomp on me, and take all my stuff.
and then quickly I'd have to get out because now I'm a rogue agent
Right.
in the dark zone, which means now everybody's hunting my ass down. And there's always going to be that one douchebag sniper sitting right at the spawn point when you come walking through the door. It's going to
Hmm.
take you out.
Well, people are already complaining about campers, and they're saying like, "Oh, it's a game design flaw." Like, seriously, people, there are campers in
Every
every
game.
multiplayer game, and you don't even have to be a spawn camper. Like, I remember people playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 because they didn't have spawn camping because of the spawn sites. They were constantly random, and you would teleport in. But people would hide out in the freaking bathrooms, just hide there for hours and just pick off people as they came through.
The Division, either you're going to love it or apparently
Yeah.
you're just going to hate it like everybody and their brother on the internet because it doesn't live up to what you built it up to be in your small little minds. Stop doing that. Carrie,
It's
what
an
else have you
Ubisoft
played?
game. That's all I can say.
It's a looter shooter
Um,
MMO.
so so this weekend I went through a small indie point and click adventure that I got a code for in February. Stuff's happened. I'm just now getting to it. And this thing was so much fun. Like I sat in front of my PC pretty much the entire. I actually was able to play it on my Surface.
I can confirm that she did sit there in front of it because Steam has a nice little pop-up that lets you know when somebody comes on. Carrie Honey has started playing this. Carrie has started playing this.
Yeah. And it took me about 14 hours. That's how much like I really sat. So which is pretty meaty point and click, I think, at 14 hours, um, especially these days. But it's called Heaven's Hope. It's a small indie game, and it's about an angel who is tricked into flying too close to the heavenly barrier, and he gets knocked down to heaven, and he's lost his wings and his halo, and he has to try to get back to heaven. So it's about how, and he lands in this town called Heaven's Hope, and as he tries to figure out a way to get back to heaven, he stumbles across this other thing going on in the town where they're being overrun by an overly zealous nun who is punishing everybody for stepping out of line to what she believes are the commandments, stuff like that. So it's actually a fascinating take on religion and zealous Christianity, because even the angels, because he talks to two of his angels up in heaven who give him tips, and they're like really, like this, like these sorts of things is what makes God mad, and things like that. So, and not only that, but to do like the final thing, you actually had to team up with other pagan religions. They all had to come together to solve this main problem. So to me, it was fascinating, and it was very clever. The puzzles were not double fine, so I'm not sitting there just combining all this shit trying to figure out what can I do to solve this puzzle. Um, and even if you got stuck and you just kept using stuff till you figured out what to do, you stop to figure out what you can do. Uh, it's like, oh, I guess that does make sense, but it's not like spaghetti with a fork does, helicopter, rotators. It's like, no. So, and there's a lot of pop culture references. Like you go to a library, you have to do this research for stuff, and pulls up this one library book. It was like Sumerian ideologies, and he starts reading about Gozer the Gozerian and how to resurrect him. And this female angel, she goes, "Is that Babylonian?" And the other angel goes, "No, Sumerian," which is right out of Ghostbusters because they had the argument Babylonian versus Sumerian. There's a lot of that kind of humor. So, and it's adorable. The graphics are cute. I really recommend it. I mean, it's $20. I think that's more than enough bang for your buck for this type of point and click adventure.
Yeah. Yeah, because you got 14 hours out of it, so.
Yeah.
They usually, yeah. Point and click adventure. How long is it?
I'm really getting into them. Like, well, we've kind of been inundated with them, it seems like, but, it's just kind of nice to not play a Telltale typical or a Double Fine.
Yeah. And I think in your review you also mentioned that, like, you have that whole religion thing going on, but they do so well at not, like, forcing it.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's very much like not ramming it down your throat. Like this is how things are supposed to be, because they actually really paint this big portrait of when you have someone ramming that down your throat. How does that make you feel?
Yeah.
No one wants to be a part of it, and they make a lot of references to that.
Nice.
So I really liked it.
I'm gonna have to add.
It's probably one of my favorite point and click adventures this year.
Gonna have to add it to my Steam wish list. Do you believe?
So when it goes on sale.
When it hits that $10 point, it's like one of those things that you just buy.
Yep.
So, anything else you've been playing there, Carrie?
No. I mean, I played Into the Stars, but that was last week, which was, wow, I've never had so much fun failing at something in my whole life.
That's on my Steam wish list too right now. I think it's on sale too, because I got an email about it being on sale. I was just like, oh, come on, man. Money! I could rake some leaves and give you that.
Rake some leaves. So what have you been playing?
Oh, let's see. Played some more Street Fighter 5, obviously. Still playing Mortal Kombat X, because I'm basically just sitting in the training lab, in the lab as I call it, just figuring out all the new character moves and all that. And I can definitely say that Alien is a much better character than Leatherface, but Leatherface is so much easier to pick up that when I'm watching tournaments when I'm watching people play it online, I see a lot of Leatherfaces because he's so easy to pick up. But Alien, man, that bastard is brutal, just so fast and love it. So I saw something about Street Fighter 5 that actually. So Street Fighter 5, their answer to the people that were rage quitting was to go through and look at because Street Fighter 5 logs you into a server automatically. It's like you start the game up and you automatically go into the Capcom server. So they automatically can pull your ID. And a bunch of people last week apparently logged in and saw that their levels had all dropped dramatically because of them rage quitting like that. Mm-hmm. So, and apparently that's going to be their thing now. Is that Capcom is going?
No, it's not a permanent solution.
This is what they're doing for right now, though.
Right.
Every week they're going through to look to see. And they're looking to see if you disconnect a lot. So you can do it once or twice, but don't be that asshole that's just like, I suck, so disconnect. Because apparently they're going to penalize. That's how they're penalizing you right now. Is they're just going to go through.
Yeah, they're looking for those that have an 80 to 90% disconnect rate.
I still think even one is terrible, but you gotta allow the one because somebody may have had a power outage, somebody may have had an internet outage, but if it happens
that's what they're doing, yeah.
And I can even see it because like with my internet at home, my internet will come back and then go out again and then come back and go out again. So I can maybe 10 times or less and you're fine, but after that, because like I said, my internet, but it only happens usually once a month.
Right.
Is I'll have that one day where all suddenly media come. It's just like, oh hey, here's your internet. Nope, never mind. We want that. Oh wait, here you go. You can have it. Nope, never mind. Okay, now you can have it, but it's gonna be really sucky. So you'll have to wait till tomorrow. Just ISPs.
Yeah, they said that they're working on a permanent solution. Like I don't know why you didn't have something to begin with.
Why don't they just? I mean, they had to have something in Street Fighter 4. I mean, come on.
You would think. I don't know.
I like it.
You know.
Anyway. So, yeah. So I did that. And playing some more Grim Dawn. I'm almost level 40 now, so I think the cap is 50. And I'm just playing on the normal mode, so I'm hoping that at bare minimum, I get to take my character with all my gear, restart on a harder difficulty. But if they're going to start me at level 1, I keep all that gear and
Hmm.
all my stats and just keep working up. So that way, because, Diablo was just like, okay, well, you beat the game, but you're level 35. Okay, here's the new start all over. You're level 35. Work up to level 70. So I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. It's so much fun. It's just a really good time. Although as I've progressively gotten further up on the last path to the what I'm assuming is going to be the end stage. There's been a lot less of the decision-making processes going on. I still do kill people every once in a while, just because it's an option. If you put that option that
Mm-hmm.
says you're a douche, kill it. I'm just like, oh well, if they're a douche, you gotta kill them, man. Just
Right.
take them out. The other fun thing I found out is that so the map, there's like a body of water here, and then the game kind of sprawls up like this. I found out that I could blow up a bridge over here, and it takes me to a complete area that's not even on like the map. So there's no teleports to it, and then I found there's like a big boss, and then a shrine that I could get another shrine point from. So now it's making me wonder. I'm like actually starting to go through all the maps and being like, there's got to be something over here. Now how would I get to that point? So
Mm-hmm.
it's really curious. I'm really curious because there's still so much more content, and I don't know, 28, 9, 30 some odd hours into it now, so
Mm-hmm.
still digging that, but yeah, that's a good one. I'm really hoping that they come out with some more DLC or something like that. It is also making me kind of want to go back and play Path of Exile again, just to, because I heard that they just added that new patch added in like 12 new characters or something like that. It's ridiculous, but
Yeah. Grim Dawn is in my wish list.
so we'll both be buying something on a Steam sale, Steam summer sale, spring sale actually should be coming up
Goddamn
relatively soon.
Steam.
Oh, Steam. And with that, Carrie, take us home.
Okay. You can email us if you have any questions or there's something you'd like to talk about, strategyguidereviews@gmail.com, or leave a lovely comment on this post either on YouTube or on the site. You can follow all of us on Twitter. I'm at Crunchy Chocobo, Chris is at Starvin, and the site is at Strategy Reviews. And of course, we ask that you keep on reading SGR. Support us. Love us. We love you.
Please
Chris
like and
doesn't.
subscribe. Please like and subscribe. And with that, what? Go ahead.
Like, I love you. Chris doesn't. He
Yeah,
hates everybody because he
I,
is Vlad the Heartless.
I am. And if there's ever an option to kill you because you're a douche, you can guarantee.
Oh, you don't even have to be a douche. He'll just kill you. If there's an option to kill you, he'll just do it.
Hey, if there's an opportunity to watch the world burn, I'm gonna be there with the match. Actually, probably a Zippo, just in case it's windy. You don't want that like flame going out. So matches go out. Zippos, that's where they're at.
Zippos are forever.
Zippos are forever. And with that, I will remind you, don't be a dick on the internet. Just stop it. I'm seeing a lot of this. And you PC elitist bitches, just quit it. We all like video games. It's just video games. Some of us like to play video games on consoles. Some of us like to play them on PCs. You're just being a dick by being a PC elitist. Now stop it. With that, we're out. Peace.